Ladies and gentlemen, this has to be one of the single greatest self-working card tricks where you don't even have to touch or see the deck of playing cards. Imagine this. You give a deck of cards to a spectator and put on a blindfold. And if you don't have one, you can kind of just turn around. Have them shuffle the deck and merely think of any card they'd like. They find that card, lose it back in the deck, and are able to use the sound of their voice, hey there, to locate their card. It sounds phenomenal, and it is. Alright, yo, so check this out because it is actually freaking amazing. And by the way, for those of you who are curious, they're using the Orbit 5th edition playing cards. Now, I'm hoping I can get the point of this trick across because it's a bit difficult to do without having a spectator here, but I'm hoping, you get what's going on. So to start off, I'll hand the deck over to the spectator and have them shuffle it up as much as they would like. Once they're content with their shuffling, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna turn around, close my eyes, go hide in a closet or something, and have them think of any card they'd like. So they can literally think of any card in the deck. Now, of course, since you can't do that and I can't validate what you're doing, let's pick a card at random. Let's just say this card, and let's just say you've thought of this card. And of course, this card is somewhere in the center of the deck. Hopefully you have that memorized. But that card is somewhere in the deck. No one really knows where that card is. Now from here, after they thought of their card, they can shuffle up the deck again if they'd like. If they don't want to do that, that's completely fine as well. And from here, I'm gonna ask them to take the deck of cards and start dealing off cards and reading them aloud. So for example, they'd go 9 of hearts, Queen of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 5 of spades, 5 of clubs, Jack of clubs, King of spades, and I'd stop them at this point and I'd ask them, I don't think I've actually heard you say the name of your card. Is that correct? If I'm reading your voice correctly. And they're gonna say, I guess in your case, they would say no, the card has not showed up. So they're gonna take these cards, put them back in. I'm gonna ask them now to go ahead and find their card from the deck. All right, so they're gonna go ahead, find their card from the deck. And this was the card that, of course, you and them are thinking of. From here, I'm gonna ask them to give the deck a cut wherever they like. Let's say they wanna give the deck a cut right around, right around here. All right, so they give the deck a cut and they're gonna take their card and put it at that location. And from here, if they want to give the deck, a couple more cuts, they can do that as well, just until they're satisfied and they feel like it's truly lost. Now, me as the performer, I can turn back around at this point, or I can stay exactly where I am. And now I'm going to ask them to turn the deck over so that the cards are face up, and have them read the name of every single card out loud as they're dealing. So they go Jack of spades, 6 of spades, 4 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, 5 of hearts, 9 of spades, Queen of clubs, and they're going to keep on going and keep on reading out the names of their card. So let's just say they, continue reading. Sometimes the card is very, very far in and you just never know where it actually is. 9 of hearts, 2 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 4 of clubs, and I'm going to stop them. I'm going to ask them to rename the last couple of cards. So they're going to rename the cards. Right, to pick these cards up again. 4 of clubs, 7 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, 9 of hearts. And I asked them, from the sound of your voice, it seems like the card that you merely thought of lost in the deck, I had no single dealing with or any sort of connection with, communication with, but your card was the 2 of diamonds. I mean, if this is possible, of course, here I am on camera. If you can do this, I guarantee you'll blow minds. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. The effect I'm sharing with you, I last performed about 5 years ago at work, and it left everyone completely floored because after the deck was shuffled and he merely thought of his card, he flipped the top card over and it ended up being the card that he thought of. People went wild, and I was never able to top that, so. And honestly, I'm not sure what this trick is called since I learned it when I first started doing magic, so if you know, let me know down in the comments. And if you don't know anything about this trick, you are in for a treat. Now, before we dive right into the tutorial, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and get ready to share. Now grab your favorite deck, and let's do this. All right, yo, here we go. Tutorial time. So I think I already gave you the background that I had on this effect, and I have to say, I love this so much. I don't know why I haven't done it in years, but you have to try this out. It doesn't matter what level of magic you have to try this out. So first things first, I guess I'm just gonna walk through the performance I did. And for the most part, it's going to be very straightforward on exactly how it's done. And I think the main thing that's to focus on here is how you're performing the trick, because that's really going to be the whole selling point. So first things first, I'd like to take the deck out of the tuck case, hand it over to the spectator. I generally ask the spectator if they'd like to shuffle the deck. And once they start giving the deck a shuffle, as they're shuffling, I asked them to think and just remember one card in the deck. So just think of any one of the 52 cards in the deck and remember it. In our case, obviously, since you can't do that, let's just pretend it's the Queen of Diamonds that they thought of and remembered. And of course, you as a performer, you have no idea. So as you tell the spectator to shuffle up the deck and think of any of the cards, you're either going to turn around, put on a blindfold, close your eyes, hide under a grave, or something like that. And that's about it. As long as you can give them your instructions from wherever you are. So you tell the spectator, I'm not going to take part in this card trick at all. All I'm going to do is tell you instructions on how to handle the deck. And I'm going to use the sound of your voice to locate your card. So now the deck has been shuffled, right? You ask them to take the deck and start dealing off cards face up from the top of the deck and reading them out loud. So most people, when they hear that, they're going to take the deck and start, with the deck face down and start dealing face up like this. And this is what so they'd be reading 9 of diamonds, 5 of clubs, 6 of spades, Jack of spades, 9 of clubs, and so on and so forth. I generally stop them about 5 to 7 cards in. And the reason why this move is the most important is because this whole trick is reliant upon a key card. A key card, of course, in Magic is used to indicate where another card is. So in our case, where or what another card is. In our case, our key card is going to be the first card they read out. So our key card is going to be the 9 of diamonds. So now after they've put those cards out, I have them stop. And I usually ask them, from the sound of your voice, I didn't hear your card in there. Is that correct? Most of the time, that's going to be 100% correct. I like to take that gamble. And if it doesn't work out, I don't actually know. This has never happened to me. Well, you know what? I have a better idea. Maybe instead of saying, I don't think your card is in there, you can try saying, I think your card is in there by the sound of your voice. And now most of the time they're gonna say no. And then you could say, actually, then let's try something else. I want you to square up all those cards. So for example, this has the 9 of diamonds, right? You're still remembering that 9 of diamonds. And the only thing I've changed is the statement you're saying is, from the sound of your voice, I think your card is in there. And again, their card is Queen of Diamonds. And they're gonna say no. If they say yes, you can kind of still continue with the trick. You pretty much follow along the same way. You can say, okay, then take those cards, square them up, and put them back on top of the deck. So at this point, you set up your key card, 9 of diamonds, on top of the deck. Then you ask the spectator to go into the deck and pull out their face card, or sorry, not face card, pull out their card. So they're gonna be looking for the Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, and pull that out. The only case which this would be weird or not work as well is if their card is the top card. Now, like I mentioned in when I was describing this trick, when I did this at work, the top card, they literally shuffled up the deck, thought of a card, shuffled it up again, and the top card literally was their card. And then the second they flipped it over, they're like, this is my card. And then I was good. I'm like, all right, that's a trick, guys, go home. And again, like I just never topped that. But the point is, either if their card's the top card, then most of the time I would think they're gonna say what it is. So they take their card out, and you're gonna ask them to give the deck a cut anywhere. So you take their card out, put it over to the side, and give the deck a cut anywhere, and have them place the card on top of the cut packet, and then lose it somewhere in the center. If you feel like those instructions might be confusing, you tell them to take out the card, put it on top of the deck, and then give the deck a complete cut, losing that card somewhere into the deck. And like I mentioned, this trick is literally just a simple key card trick. A lot of it is going to depend on the performance that you do and the build-up that you create. So from here, you can ask them to give the deck multiple cuts if they'd like. If they don't want to do that, they literally don't have to do that. So let's say they give the deck a couple of cuts, and now you ask them to turn the deck face up, so the cards are all facing upwards, and start naming the cards as they go. So Queen of Clubs, 5 of Spades, and you're looking for the 9 of Diamonds. You're waiting to hear the 9 of Diamonds. So let's just say they're saying the name. I'm just dealing it out, there we go, 5 of Clubs, 9 of Diamonds. And the card right after the 9 of Diamonds is going to be the selected card, which you can see is the Queen of Diamonds. Then I usually let them go maybe like 3 to 4 more cards, and I tell them to stop, and I say, I think I heard a shift in your voice when you were dealing those cards. So again, I just like to have a bit of a build-up, and that's why I go past the card, again, for a build-up. In their mind, they're thinking, oh, he might think that King of Clubs is my card. So then I say, just go through maybe like 3, 4, or 5 cards, and they go through. right? Let's say they go through 5 cards. And you say, okay, I think I can narrow it down. I think the card you selected was either the 9 of diamonds, queen of diamonds, and then, you know, create some kind of method to say, okay, I think your selected card was the queen of diamonds. And I guarantee you the better performance that you build, again, there's no sleight of hand or anything involved. The better performance that you do, that'll increase the impact of this entire trick, and you will kill them with, not kindness, but with magic. You will kill them with magic. Now go out and perform this trick, then come back to this video and comment down below the insane reactions that you got. Boom, you're gonna kill it. For more self-working type stuff, click on this video right here. Although to be honest, it's probably not as good as this trick. So you know what? Don't even worry about it. Just do this trick and your life will be great. All right, yo, thank you, love you, see you soon. Here's the deck, drop.